Introduction. Breathing is something that we do every moment of every day without even thinking about it. It's a vital part of life, and it's all thanks to our respiratory system. In this video, we'll explore the respiratory system in depth and learn about its components and functions. The respiratory system is responsible for bringing oxygen into our bodies and removing carbon dioxide, which is a waste product. Without it, we wouldn't be able to survive. That's why it's so important to understand how this system works and how we can keep it healthy. Throughout this video, we'll take a closer look at each organ in the respiratory system and explore their specific functions. We'll also discuss common respiratory problems and ways to prevent them. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how your body breathes and the important role that the respiratory system plays in keeping you alive and healthy. So, let's dive in and learn about the incredible world of the respiratory system. 2. Components of the respiratory system. The respiratory system is made up of several vital organs, each of which plays a crucial role in the process of breathing. Let's take a closer look at each of these components. Nose and pharynx. The nose and pharynx serve as the entry point for air into the respiratory system. The nose filters, warms, and moistens incoming air before it reaches the lungs. The pharynx, which is located behind the nose, helps to direct air into the appropriate passageway. Larynx and trachea. The larynx, commonly known as the voice box, is a small organ located at the top of the trachea. It contains the vocal cords, which vibrate to produce sound. The trachea, or windpipe, is a tube that connects the larynx to the bronchi. The trachea is lined with tiny hairs called cilia, which help to remove any unwanted particles or debris that may have entered the respiratory system. Bronchi and bronchioles. The bronchi are two large tubes that branch off from the trachea and lead to the left and right lungs. The bronchi continue to branch off into smaller tubes called bronchioles, which eventually lead to the alveoli. Alveoli. The alveoli are small sacs located at the end of the bronchioles. They are responsible for the exchange of gases between the air and the bloodstream. Oxygen from the air diffuses through the walls of the alveoli and into the bloodstream, while carbon dioxide from the bloodstream diffuses into the alveoli to be exhaled out of the body. Each of these components of the respiratory system works together to ensure that our bodies receive the oxygen they need and expel carbon dioxide and other waste gases. Without this system, our bodies would not be able to function properly. It's also important to note that the respiratory system is closely linked to other systems in the body, particularly the circulatory system. The circulatory system is responsible for transporting oxygen-rich blood from the lungs to the rest of the body and bringing back carbon dioxide-rich blood to be exhaled through the respiratory system. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into how breathing works and the mechanics of the respiratory system. 3. How breathing works. Now that we have a good understanding of the respiratory system's anatomy, let's dive deeper into how breathing actually works. The process of breathing is facilitated by the diaphragm, a large muscle located at the bottom of the ribcage. When we inhale, the diaphragm contracts and flattens out, allowing the lungs to expand and fill with air. As the lungs fill, the pressure inside them decreases, causing air to rush in through the nose and mouth and into the airways. When we exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and moves back up, pushing air out of the lungs. But how does the body know when to inhale and exhale? This is controlled by a group of specialized cells located in the brainstem called the Respiratory Control Center. The Respiratory Control Center receives signals from various parts of the body, such as the lungs and blood vessels, and adjusts the breathing rate and depth accordingly. Breathing can also be influenced by other factors, such as physical activity and emotional state. During exercise, for example, the body's demand for oxygen increases, leading to a faster breathing rate and deeper breaths. Similarly, when we feel anxious or stressed, our breathing can become shallow and rapid, leading to hyperventilation. It's important to note that not everyone breathes the same way. Some individuals have conditions that can affect their breathing, such as asthma or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. These conditions can make it difficult to breathe or cause shortness of breath, especially during physical activity. In these cases, medical treatment may be necessary to manage symptoms and improve lung function. Overall, understanding how breathing works is crucial for maintaining good lung health and overall well-being. By being mindful of our breath and taking steps to improve our lung function, we can ensure that our respiratory system is functioning at its best. IV. Gas exchange in the lungs. Gas exchange in the lungs is a vital process that occurs continuously throughout the day, even when we're not consciously thinking about it. The lungs take in oxygen from the air we breathe and release carbon dioxide, which is a waste product of our body's metabolism. This exchange of gases happens in tiny air sacs called alveoli, which are located at the end of the bronchioles in the lungs. When we breathe in, air travels down the trachea and into the bronchi, which then divide into smaller and smaller bronchioles. These bronchioles end in clusters of alveoli, which are surrounded by tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Oxygen from the air we breathe diffuses through the walls of the alveoli and into the capillaries, where it binds to hemoglobin in red blood cells and is transported to the rest of the body. At the same time, carbon dioxide from the body's metabolism diffuses out of the capillaries and into the alveoli, where it can be exhaled out of the body. This process is facilitated by a difference in concentration gradients, where oxygen is more concentrated in the alveoli than in the capillaries, and carbon dioxide is more concentrated in the capillaries than in the alveoli. It's important to note that gas exchange in the lungs can be impacted by various factors, including smoking, air pollution, and lung diseases such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and asthma. Smoking and air pollution can damage the delicate tissues in the lungs, making it harder for gas exchange to occur efficiently. Lung diseases can also affect the ability of the lungs to exchange gases, leading to a decrease in oxygenation of the blood and an increase in carbon dioxide retention. Maintaining good lung health is crucial for ensuring proper gas exchange in the lungs. This can be achieved through various methods such as avoiding smoking and exposure to air pollutants, engaging in regular exercise to strengthen lung function, and maintaining a healthy diet and weight to prevent lung diseases. In cases where lung diseases are present, proper management and treatment are necessary to prevent further damage and improve gas exchange in the lungs. In conclusion, gas exchange in the lungs is a fundamental process that allows our bodies to function properly. Understanding how this process works and the factors that can impact it is crucial for maintaining good lung health and preventing lung diseases. By taking steps to care for our lungs, we can ensure that gas exchange in the lungs occurs efficiently, allowing us to breathe easy and live a healthy life. The importance of lung health. Lung health is incredibly important, as the lungs are the primary organs of the respiratory system responsible for breathing. Without healthy lungs, it can be difficult to get enough oxygen into the body, which can cause a variety of health problems. There are several factors that can impact lung health. Smoking is one of the most common causes of lung damage, as it can lead to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, lung cancer, and other respiratory issues. Exposure to air pollution, secondhand smoke, and other environmental toxins can also damage the lungs over time. Maintaining good lung health is essential for overall well-being. There are several steps you can take to keep your lungs healthy, such as avoiding smoking and exposure to air pollution, exercising regularly, and getting regular checkups with your healthcare provider. Regular exercise can help improve lung function and capacity by strengthening the respiratory muscles and improving the efficiency of the lungs. Aerobic exercises like running, swimming, and cycling are especially beneficial for improving lung health. In addition to exercise, a healthy diet is also important for maintaining lung health. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins can provide the nutrients and antioxidants necessary to support lung function and reduce the risk of lung disease. It's also important to stay up to date on recommended health screenings, such as lung cancer screenings for individuals at high risk, to catch any potential issues early on and ensure prompt treatment. In summary, lung health is a critical aspect of overall health and well-being. By avoiding smoking, reducing exposure to environmental toxins, exercising regularly, and eating a healthy diet, you can help support your lung function and reduce the risk of respiratory issues. Regular checkups with your healthcare provider can also help catch any potential issues early on and ensure prompt